Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
First, we'll get claims workflow where we have some description. After that, we go to the second step where we have the same description. That means we have noted whatever description I'm giving in the first stage, same description is going in the second stage because the property is same behind this field. Now through activity, what we will do, whatever you are writing here, that will modify in the backend and showing the updated record here. Now this is the flow action. I'll go to actions and in the pre-processing. This is the pre-processing. I'll add my activity to the test activity. Now it is saved. I'll go to actions. I'll do a trace. You can see the trace is started. I'll create one more case again. Save and run. Now you can see, even if I write random stuff and I click next, what description is coming. This encryption is coming from an activity write. This is completely modified. I'm not writing this one. This is coming from the first stage, but this is in the second stage. Let's go to tracer and check what happened. You can see at first line number first. It is showing under peer work page we have activity begin and what is activity name? Test activity. Now in activity we have a step, that is one, and what we are doing? Property set. Right. If you go to activity, you can see inside activity we have a step number 1 where we are doing a property set. First the step begin, then property set is completed, then there is a step end and after that activity end is there. This is how we check the tracer also. In tracer we have a step method. Then we have step page, then we have the step, then the status. If that particular step is completed successfully, then it will be good. Otherwise it will be failed. And you will see a red kind of error over there. That will justify that this particular rule is failed. Then we have the rule name and the corresponding rule set. Suppose if we have multiple versions of a single rule, then it is very easy to track through the rule set version and the availability. Suppose if I want to see the peer work page data directly from the tracer, what I can do, I can click on this value here. If I click on the first one pop up, I need to enable. This is how we check the tracer also. Now let's close this one. Close clipboard. This is also we can close. Now let's talk about what are the different methods available inside activity. This anyway, we know this is we call as a step. These are the label that will see what is the use. Then if you want to look like the for loop, while loop. Same way we have loop inside Vega. This we can do. Then we have condition to conditionalize the rule. Then we have a method then step page and a static description that you can give, then a jump condition there, then delete option. This is kind of a one-way like properties. It is a one method where you can set the data. And if I want to set data from one property to different property, then instead of this message, I can pass different property here. Like this. Let's see. If I can configure the view directly, it is there. One com. Receive a claim. Let's go to activity again. I'll delete this step now. We have one step as page new. What this step will do? This step will create a temporary page in the clipboard. Suppose I'll create a page. But how Vega will understand which class this particular page represents? Right. For that, what we have to do? We have to give up pages and classes, which is our third tab. Let's go to pages and classes. I'll give the page name here and I have to give the class. That means this particular page belongs to Claims Workflow class. Now I can save it. Yes, it is saved. That means if I run the activity now, for example, if I run it, let's say I run. Let's run. Or if I select a thread here, it's a C104 copy existing page. And then if you go to clipboard, what we have created, we created one new page that is a case page. Let's see if we can find that one. The work page. It is still not available. Let's run it again. This is executed. Here you can see one page is created. Previously it was the default way, that is run record, primary page. But once the page new completes successfully, we got one more page. That is a case page. Let's open for a pop-up. Because we have created this of this particular class, it is showing the class name and the status is valid because the page is created successfully. Other method that we have is OBJ. What OBJ browse will do? It will basically browse the list of cases from a particular class. For example, if I keep the case page here, BJ class, this one, record, let's say 10. I want to fetch 10 records. And what value I need? I need PZ. And I need this ID. Case ID is saved inside PID. Both are value only. Let's say I'll give now what this will do, it will create a case page of this particular class where it will catch 10 records. And the when condition is where P is your key value and the PYID value it will fetch. Let's run and trace this too. In pop a block. It is executed. Now you can see previously we have page new. After that we did OBJ browse. Let's see what OBJ browse have. OBJ browse. OBJ browse these mappings. First mapping is Piezo's key. Then we have ID. This is the mapping which we have selected inside that. Now these are the results. Because we have created 10. Total or max 10 records will come. But inside this particular itself only have 7 records. Only 7 is coming. PID is there. Pizino's key is there. C1, C1, C2, C2 like this OBJ browse will work. It will fetch the records. Let's close. Then let's talk about OBJ, OpenPA and DLE. When we have OBJ open, other one we have OBJ OpenPA DLE. OBJ open is it will open the work object. You just need to pass the key. For example, I want to open this particular case. Let's say this one. Log commit property name state is C1. Like that. Suppose I need to fetch. Then it will fetch only those particular records. That means it will fetch only PYDs. If I have PIS key, then it will fetch PVDNS key. But if I use OBJ open by handle, then it will open all the properties. Basically, it will open whole page with respect to the handle. For example, if I go to C114, I go to clipboard and I will pick the PZOS key. PZOS key is kind of a primary key. Then copy this. Let's go back. Test activity and I will put it here. I provided the instance handle. Let's delete obj open here. Then release, delete, commit. Because log is added and release and commit is added, we have to add commit and save. And add obj save. And I will add submit. Submit on what? On this particular case page. Let's say, let's try to run and trace. I click on run. It is successfully created. Let's go to tracer. You can see, first page new was there, then obj browse was there. After that, obj open by handle. Let's open this. obj open by handle. You can see, all data is coming for our C104. Everything. Previously, we have seen we can fetch couple of properties. Like if I want to fetch only 2 properties, I can directly pass those properties. I can fetch the data. But obj open by handle, it is all the properties ready to a work object, which is C104 for now. This is the difference between both of them. Let's close. Other steps which we have. Suppose this is when conditions. This is like all other conditions which we have seen till now. For example, suppose I don't want to create a page when claims amount is less than $500. I can give that condition here. Like dot claims amount is less than equals to 500. Then it will skip. How can I test it? I think you can test here. Right now, if you see this true, but if for 50, is it true? Yes, it is true because it is still less than 500. Give 11. It is false now because 501 is greater than 500. This condition is false. This is logic. We will control that. If true and if false. Condition, for example, if it is less than 500, condition I don't want to create a page. That means I can skip that step. But if it is false, I can continue once. Continue once as in continue further in the step. Similarly, this jump condition. Suppose I give condition like has message. If there is any error or any exception because of which I got a message, then I should not execute further step. Instead, I will execute it. I will exit from the activity. What I will do? Has message and exit activity. That means some error is there. Otherwise, continue once. This is how we use the when condition and jump condition. Similarly, the loop is used inside the page list. Let's see if we have any page list property here. Anyways, all are single properties. But the logic will work like you have to keep the loop. And then we can keep the individual properties inside. The functioning is same. It's just the property set which you are doing in the first step that will work in the loop. If we have 10 records, then it will go for all 10 one by one. I will remove this thing here. Then let's see what other steps we have. Add a step. We have call step where we can call another activity. It just gives us a call and then you have to keep the activity name. Then you can call activity inside an activity. Then we have branch. Again same purpose, but take a difference in the context. Then we have Java. If you want to call Java, if you want to call a queue, then you can use queue method. Then we have some page method here. Like if you want to copy one page data to another page data. For example, I want to copy case page data to another page, I can use page copy. If I want to merge page, I can use page merge. If I want to remove the page from the clipboard, I can use page remove. If I want to set a message on any page, like error message or a warning message, I can use page set message. These are the different out-of-the-box kind of methods Pega provides. But this is how it will work. You can add any step in, and you can try to check how it will work. Now let's see the last topic. That is integration. I will go to integration resources. Or integration connector. First, we will see the connect REST. Right now, we can see the Pega deals in the following connector. That means we can connect with the REST API, Soro API, School API, SAP API, the Robot API. And for the service also, we have the same configuration. Like we have the service list, we have service SIP, we have service SP, service file service, email and service and connector difference we already discussed in the starting. I will jump on to the connect REST. That I will give you a brief on the rule itself. For example, if someone is creating a connect REST rule, let's open one of the out-of-the-box one. Now you can see. The total, we have 2 tab here. Main 2 tab is there. Service and method. Service is URL configuration. That means you have to give a URL of that part of the third-party system. Suppose if I have to create the same integration, create. Connect. I will select Games Workflow. Games is there. Test connect. Now it is asking for a URL. That means I have to give this particular URL. After that, I have to give all these details will be shared by the third-party system because we are trying to connect to their server. That means they have to share their authentication details, connecting details, required parameters, and query string parameters. Suppose I added this base URL. I added this name model. These are the resource parameters in the system. That's why we have to add it. And it is a constant value. That means always v1 will hold v1 value and the models will hold models value. No query string parameter is there. But if there is any requirement to add, we can add it like with this plus icon. After that, or auth2 or any kind of authentication service. Those details will be added here. If it is a base URL, then we can directly create it. Authentication profile. But if it is auth, we have to create it in the authentication and then we have to add it here. Then we have a response timeout. That means 30,000 milliseconds is the response timeout. If the response from the API will not come in 30,000 seconds, there will be a connection timeout or the gateway timeout. For the error handling and to handle the exceptions or the failures, we can use the PyStatusValue property or PyStatusMessage. These are two out of those properties. Pega provides for the error and the message. Then we can test the connectivity through this button. If you click on Test Connectivity, Pega will verify all the parameters like if they are checking or not. If it is successful, it will give yes, that connection is successful. Now let's go to method. Right now if you see, we have get method, we have post method, we have put method. Patch and delete total 5 we have. As per the requirement, if you want to suppose fetch the record, that means we have to get the data. We have to go for the get. Again, these two details will be shared by the third party server. That we have to send two authorization parameters, that is authorization and the case type. Again, we have the clipboard value. Content type is constant value. Always it will be application-json, but authorization we have to keep from the API key. That's why we are passing a property. If the requirement is to send the data, then we go for post. Like that, it will work. This is the one way we can see the other fields. It's like we have to map the documents which is shared by them into Pega. We can create either through this connect, press new form, or we can go to configure. Application integration connectors and connect best. Suppose I give a name here. Then I'll give a URL. Just a random URL passing. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.